Adobe is one of the most widely used graphic design and digital art tools. So when they made the announcements to integrate generative AI into their tools, you can imagine that got a lot of people's attention. Up to this point, we've been playing around with DALL-E from OpenAI, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion, but to see Adobe jump into the space was really exciting. We knew it had to be something good. Well, today, with the announcement of Adobe Firefly in beta for Photoshop, we got a chance to see what this would actually look like. How does it compare? Well, let's take a look. To get access was simple. All you needed to do was download the beta version of Photoshop. So if you were already signed up for Creative Cloud, you could do a quick Google search and you should be able to find it to play around with it yourself. One of the first things that you'll notice when you drop in that looks a little bit different is a new panel, which you can see here. And this allows you to do things like select the subject, remove the background, and some other features to generate those fills. If you're familiar with OpenAI, you know that they have what is called Inpainting. Inpainting allows you to extend the scene of a picture using a prompt. Adobe has their own version of this called Generative Fill. With Generative Fill, we can create a little bit of overlap here so that the model knows that we want to extend this image. We'll click the option for Generative Fill and it'll ask us either to select a prompt if we want to create something new, or we can also leave blank and hit the button to generate. Now after a couple of seconds here, we should see this image extended to the left and fill in that box that we've created. Once it's finished, you can see it's filled out the rest of this box for me. And we can continue to build out this scene even deeper by building another block on the other side. Now it's pretty powerful since we just started with that rectangular image, and this way we can start to build it out more and more until we get something that's more widescreen. Now once you start to play around with this, you'll start to see the different options, some better than others, some start to get really far from probably what you wanted, like here. But there's some others that start to work pretty well. Now, where this might work even better is if we wanted to remove this character from the picture. Again, just using that generative fill option, we make a box around the character. We don't even need to add a prompt here. We'll hit generate and have that person removed from the scene. Now, it's pretty impressive that I didn't need to do any other prompting there. Just make a box around the person that I wanted to remove. And again, we get some different variations of which one we might like. So 3 different options here. I personally like this one that looks really long, so I'm going to go with the second one here. Let's say instead maybe we wanted to select our subject, so a new option here to select. I'll have to do a little bit of cleanup, but once we're able to, we'll copy that subject and put him on a new layer. Maybe we want to put him on the surface of Mars, hit generate. Once I find one that I like, I can either keep it or keep generating even more options. You can even prompt in just to build parts of this scene. Once I draw out the section that I want it to be generated in, I can find detail and create that new layer with that spaceship. I think this one's pretty good, so I'll keep that. And you can continue to build this out as much as you want. Maybe I wanted to put way in the background a futuristic city. Now you'll know you'll need to tweak this a little bit. So here, it doesn't quite look like it's as far back as I wanted. Maybe I need to make that smaller. So I can just redo that prompt, try again, and edit, undo as much as I'd like until it's just the way that I want it. And that looks a lot better. What's great is you can continue to refine this so I can make the sky red. Now the options it's giving here are pretty impressive. It's actually extended the background into something I think looks a lot better. So you can see it's added some planets, stars, and rock formations in the background, so I'll keep that. Along the way we lost that city, and so I'll just create a new block here and redo the prompt and see how it turns out. Now that's fairly impressive. I've got the city by the rock formation back there. Overall, I've got an image that I'm pretty happy with. Now there's things that you can do to continue to clean this up, but overall I'm really impressed with how this goes. Like all these AI tools, I'm sure this is going to get better over time. So the ability to do these things quickly is, I think, what makes it so impressive. The ability to take an idea in your head and create something like this in a complicated tool like Photoshop is what I find most impressive. I'm not a Photoshop, Illustrator, or Adobe expert by any means, and I was able to whip this together in under 5 minutes. Previously, if you wanted to do things like remove people from the background, sure, there were ways to do it, but for a non-expert like myself, it took quite a while. To be honest, it was almost easier to find someone who knew what they were doing, and even then, it could take a long time. Adobe Firefly has made a really exciting entry into the digital AI tool space, and I can't wait to see what comes next. That's all for me, and as always, thanks for watching. If you like these types of videos, please hit subscribe, and catch you next time.